Welcome everybody to episode number 5 of The Heel Turn, alright? I'm Big Ralph TV, back again with the homie Don Josh. And as you can see, we got a lot to be happy about today, or at least I do.
Somebody's got something to be happy about.
He's never. Hold on. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Hold on. Let me put these. Yeah. Put these right there. And they did it for Woodsy. Yeah. 7-time champs.
We didn't speak about that. We didn't agree to this.
7-time champs. New Day rocks.
You really gonna turn me into a New Day hater on this show. I can see it might be episode 5 where the New Day light from my body literally leaves, and I'm stuck here.
Yes.
Oh man.
I'll be honest. Let me be honest. I'm happy, as you all can probably see. I'm very happy that the New Day are 7-time champs. I'm very happy about that. With that being said, they kind of foreshadowed this with the Crown Jewel, with how the Revival attacked them after the New Day eliminated them at Crown Jewel, which led to I forget who it was that eliminated. Anyway,
the Viking Raiders.
The Viking Raiders eliminating the New Day afterwards, and they beat them down. That's how WWE is. You lose prior to something big happening, like a big match, then you're gonna win on that next match.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt it coming. However, I thought the Revival were on a roll, so I didn't really think that they were going to take the straps off of them that quickly. And we kind of talked about it off camera. I kind of felt like this is a consolation prize. Here, Kofi, we're going to snatch this belt off you, but then we're going to give you the tag titles back again. So,
yeah, I'm really dreading it. Not because I'm not a fan of the New Day, because I love the New Day. I love them. Not as much as you, obviously. Obviously. But I'm a huge New Day fan. These guys are going to be in my 9th minute, I swear to God. But I'm not a huge New Day fan. But I was... The only reason I was upset about them taking the titles here, I'm cool with the 7-time champs. I'm cool with them. Looks like they're probably going to end up breaking... What is it? The Dudley Boys?
Dudleys, yeah.
I think they're 10-time champs in WWE.
Yep.
Them. And I think Matt and Jeff, they're either 10 or 9-time. I have to look that up, but they're heading for that kind of territory, So it looks like they're definitely going to break that record. My biggest thing though is I was so ready. I was so excited to see the Viking Raiders, Undisputed Era, and the Revival at Survivor Series. I was super hyped for that, and when you think about it, I did kind of hear on some of the other wrestling YouTube channels and stuff. Somebody mentioned. Now that seems too much like an NXT match.
Yeah.
Viking Raiders, Undisputed, Revival.
Yeah.
That's the epitome of like great NXT tag team wrestling right there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that didn't really give the whole WWE. There wasn't like WWE representation, because you still see it as NXT is NXT, and then Raw and SmackDown are WWE kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they saw that and was like, that's too much NXT right there. We got to throw some WWE up in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't have the Viking Raiders lose right away, because they just got the belts back. So, or not back, just got them for the first time, Raw Tag Team Championship. So you kind of could see them giving it to the New Day. And the only reason I'm not as happy as you is because, again, I was really looking forward to seeing the Revival get up in there and tear it up with the Undisputed Era. Yeah. Man, that would have been dope.
The New Day are the big names, though. So, yes, the Viking Raiders are a great team. I like the Viking Raiders. I have no issues with the Viking Raiders. They're not on my boys list, but I do like the Viking Raiders. I actually like the Revival too, but those names aren't merch sellers. They're not. When you think of wrestling, you think of WWE's product. The New Day is on the the headline.
They're on like legendary merch status at this point. You know, this is like the highest grossing, most merch pushed out. They got a new T-shirt every season.
I need to go order some more.
You getting ready for this Christmas T-shirt?
Yeah,
because you know there's gonna be one.
You know I need to get another one.
Exactly.
I gotta have it.
So
this is why they're in the match, is because they sell merch, and then they're a big name. People are gonna tune in to see them. Yes, probably the Revival, Viking Raiders, Undisputed Era. I remembered all the names. Let's see how this goes for the rest of the show.
Yeah.
That probably would have been a better match. I can agree with that. I like everything about the Revival as far as their technical wrestling. They remind me of Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson, the Brainbusters from back in the day.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the modern day version of that team.
That's a good throwback. It's not like a Randy Orton throwback where the Lakers get sick of it and everything like that.
Those guys, I would love watching them, but they're not selling tickets to Survivor Series.
Whose fault is that? It can't be. I mean, I guess it could be theirs. You could be like, it's your fault. You're not pushing enough merch. It's like, yeah, but you've made us look like absolute jokes our entire time here.
That part is true.
Yeah,
that part is true.
Now I know they weren't selling hella merch down in NXT either. You know, they're just. I would have bought the shirt Just Flips No Fish shirt, but yeah, I guess I'm part of the problem. I didn't want to either.
So you didn't even buy the merch.
I didn't even buy the merch. But they were they were the disgusting. They were good heels in NXT. They were like the heels like I did not want anything to do with. I hated seeing them, and that was what made them so good. It was like, God, come on, anybody beat these guys. You know, American Alpha, DIY. These guys were like, I was so behind them because the heels were so bad. Like I wanted nothing to do with these guys. You know, but then you realize, like, you take a step back, you look at it, it's like, man, they were that good. I can't wait for them to get to the main roster, and then what tends to happen. So that's what I'm saying. We're at that point where they're not selling big merch or anything like that. They're not really given much to work with.
You know what's sad is that as much of a fan of heels that I am, I never bought any of their merch either back then. I was at that point when they were down in NXT. I was more so hoping that American Alpha would beat them. Mm-hmm. I liked Gable and Jordan together. I hated that they split them. Anyway, New Day, because that's about to piss me off. Yeah. So New Day, 7-time tag champs. There was no other way that I was going to start episode number 5 without giving my boys top of the list of, if the list ever gets created, we've talked about it, New Day is number 1 on said list, at least for modern day current lists.
You really had yourself a whole box of Bootios this morning, didn't you?
I did, as a matter of fact. They're up there somewhere. Number 1 on the list. I'll get them out of your way. I know it's gonna eat at you. I'll hide them for a little bit. 7-time champs, baby. Does your favorite tag team have 7 championships? No.
Yes, if they're the New Day.
No, not yours in the back there watching.
Or like Matt Hardy. If I'm
nobody.
Boy fan. Nobody's a Hardy Boy fan. Cool. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Now that we got the New Day out of the way, where are we gonna actually? We're actually gonna start now. This was before we get to the topics today. Let's just go ahead and stay with SmackDown. Moving on from the New Day, let's talk about The Fiend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the way he appeared, so we was talking about this too. Sammy's a bitch, huh?
Sammy is a bitch. Good Lord.
What an ass, man. He booked it out of there so quickly.
He did.
And it was great too. No word of warning. No, hey, damn. Let's get out of here, bro. Just, and he took off, booked it, just like that. A big old smoke cloud appeared, and it said deuces.
Yeah.
I thought that was like I said, Sammy's a bitch, but the moment itself, that was intense, and I didn't see it coming. Did you see that?
No, not at all. I did not. That was not what I was thinking was going to happen in that segment. And I also thought the segment was good because Sammy is a good talker, and that was a serious kind of you want to join our side. You've been thinking about it. You're holding back the answer. And I'm like, is Daniel Bryan gonna? Next thing you know, Fiend. And if you're trying to get somebody to join you, how do you just dip on them like that?
So that's the thing, though. Is like, what if like the Fiend just starts following Daniel around, just starts whooping his ass, like just say for argument's sake, like every week, like Daniel's just getting his ass whooped. Mm-hmm. It's like, maybe I could use some backup. Maybe I could, maybe have somebody watch my back or something. Now maybe not Sammy particularly, because obviously,
so, yeah,
like I said, deuces and he was gone. But like having Cesaro or the King of Strong Style maybe looking after your back. Maybe. I don't know if they're going to go and like, I doubt he's going to join them. I doubt they'll go in down that direction. But I think that'd be like an interesting little twist to the story because, but either way, like just Daniel versus the Fiend, because coming off of that Seth Rollins feud, like it had to be the same for you. Like the Fiend feels like he lost a lot of his aura, a lot of that energy behind him. Like I was genuinely like feared for that, or was afraid of that dude when we come down, in the sense of he's gonna murder somebody in this ring. And with Seth, they really stripped all that away, took it back.
At least the first half of the feud. I think they tried to make him seem, they tried to capture it back at Crown Jewel.
Well, they, like I said, they booked themselves into a corner. There was nothing else they could do but give the belt to Bray. Otherwise, you kill the character.
Exactly.
So, but at this point in the time, you want to talk about, you want to get somebody over, you want to get somebody in the right feud. I don't think there's anybody better to start off with than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
My only fear now is because it's going to be such a, I think, Daniel, he's amazing at everything. He's a great talker, obviously great wrestler. He knows, and he's not afraid to put over younger talent. And the most over guy, he's down with that no matter what.
Yeah.
My fear is this might be such a good feud if done right. So they're definitely going to ruin it. But if done right, this could be such a good feud. Like, where would the Fiend go from here? Because everything else, at least on SmackDown, for me, seems like it's going to be, you got Daniel Bryan and the Fiend right here. Every other feud just feels like underneath that. Lesser of.
It'd have to go to Roman. Because Roman...
It would have to go to Roman. Huh?
Roman is just kind of meddling around right now, just kind of hanging out.
Kind of getting beat up by Baron.
Yeah. World title feuds way up here. Kofi had a title. Roman never came up to Kofi. Even when it was Daniel Bryan, Roman just kind of I'm just going to hang out there on the mid-card for a little bit, build up the brand. Mm-hmm. And now, at some point, Roman's got to head that way. He's got to come up.
It's feeling like the time to start pushing him up there. But does he, and it's going to be later on down this, even if they get to that point, but my fear is they try to do it with Seth. Would they put Roman over the Fiend? You want to talk about merch selling?
Yeah, I mean that's some merch.
That's some merch right there.
That fight is some merch.
That's what I'm saying. You want to talk about? All right, so here's the night. Whoever's got the most T-shirt sales before the match goes on, that's who's going over. That's how Vince be planning right before the show kicks off.
Yeah.
So I can see that happen. I can see and I just want the Fiend to I want it to be like a year, like a couple years, like with this aura, like make it through WrestleMania, a huge deal, and then come out the other side. And I feel like if they do go with the Roman feud and he does end up going over, then it becomes Roman going over the Fiend, that is, then again we're right back to where we are with OG Bray Wyatt and just talking a big game but never really backing it up.
Bray's first run with the world title was so short.
It's forgettable. You kind of forget that he had it.
Yeah, and Randy didn't need that run. Bray's win was short. Randy's win, and that was the one that had the snake entrance or the ring.
The big old semen spot, coming down, There's a big old semen followed him down to the ring. That was dope.
That's nasty. that whole feud was. I mean, it had some cool moments like the house being set on fire. And
that was cool. I mean, you had the babyface committing arson and whatever, but I guess it's Randy Orton. Rules don't apply for Randy. Clearly.
And then he loses the title a month later to Jinder.
Yeah.
But I said all that to say that Bray's first run was so short, and it was like a big moment. Bray wins the title. Yes, we've been waiting on Bray to get his shot, and now he's finally got it. And then he takes the RKO and at Mania too.
At Mania, yeah.
And drops it. So in that regard, and Roman's on my list too. Roman's one of my boys.
He's up there. He's up there.
He's
I'm not one of those Roman haters. I didn't
Yeah.
want anything to do with him when he was pushed into our faces.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
You know, you got to take a step back, and especially everything going on right now. It's like, okay, I can get behind Roman because he's not being actively shoved down my throat.
Yeah, Roman's one of my boys, but I kind of don't. I want to see Bray have a nice long run, at least to Mania.
I think he should hold it for a year.
For a whole year.
For a whole year, I think.
Who's the last champ that we had that made it? AJ?
AJ. So it's becoming a thing. These long title runs are becoming a thing. So I think he can go for a year. I can believe it if he's not keep the Fiend character off of TV, like wrestling off TV.
Yeah.
If he wants to pop up and choke out Daniel Bryan, choke out Roman Reigns, whoever the top baby face is at the time, by all means, that's gonna be perfect. That's all the exposure we need for him. Make it an actual feel like a real event whenever he comes to the ring to wrestle.
Yeah.
Make it feel special.
Yep.
And then with that, you can carry it. That's only 10 to 12 matches. You get to Survivor Series next year. Who knows at that time? Maybe he's still the most over thing in the company.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you keep it on him for a little bit longer. But I want to see him just run through the entire roster. The entire roster.
I could actually agree with that. I don't want to see him be a quick couple month champion. Just win it here at Crown Jewel and lose the December pay-per-view. I don't even know what that one is. Is it going to be
TLC?
Is it TLC?
I think so.
Okay.
Unless they got rid of that.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
not
know
100.
if they switched it.
I'm not 100 on that, but I think it's TLC. That's usually the one that ends the year, kind of.
So I want to see him have a nice long. Just run through everybody. Just and whoever you want to throw in there.
Just everybody.
Even if it means that it's Kofi.
I want him to go through each member of New Day
I said
individually.
Kofi. I said Kofi, not all of them.
Individually, make the others watch.
Xavier comes back next year and gets destroyed too.
Like, what's up, y'all? I'm back. Mandible Claw.
No, I don't want to see Xavier. Take extra time. Stay out till like November of next year. We'll see you then. Then you can avoid the. Let's not do that. But I do want to see. I do want to see Bray come back and have a nice long run. But Roman needs a belt, and he might be coming for Shinsuke.
I'm cool with that.
He might be coming for Mr. Strong Style.
I'm cool with that because honestly, like, I love Shinsuke. I forgot he was Intercontinental Champion until last night.
I didn't even see him. Did he wrestle last night? I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah, he wrestled. Yeah, he was him and Cesaro picked up the win over Ali and Shorty G.
Ah, that's right.
Which, for just 1 second, just a little quick tangent. Shorty G, he dry snitching out here. You ain't see it like Roman Reigns. First of all, Roman Reigns gonna pull up late to work. I hate when I see that. I'm like, really? Nowhere else you just gonna be pulling up late to work talking about in your regular clothes. Like, what's up, baby? I'm here. It's an hour into the show. What you mean you just got here? So Roman pulls up late. Shorty G runs out to the car, runs to meet him in the parking lot. So he just be waiting in the parking garage, just like, oh, it's Roman. Runs up to him. Do you hear what Baron said about you? First of all, no, because there's no TV in this car.
No, I just got here.
Exactly. Like, don't worry. I got it. Called you a bitch, basically. Yeah. I was like, really short. Like, why you out here snitching? I know you shorten your name and everything like that, but don't shorten your integrity.
That's why you had to take an L after that.
Yeah, exactly. Good for you.
We would have got written up if we would have just showed up. Show an hour after work.
What's up, baby? I'm here. Would have had somebody snitching to somebody else, not to me, but
yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, that.
Rob,
G,
Rob,
what are you
here?
doing?
Here's his work. Sign that for you being an hour late.
Shorty G just gotta stop snitching. That's all I'm saying.
I read about that. I missed that match. I started SmackDown late, but I do remember seeing that. It shouldn't be the Raw mid-card champion and the NXT mid-card champion are heavily involved. Like Dijakovic and Keith Lee. There it is.
Dude, I'm not gonna keep giving you props for that.
You give it to me.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
you give me my
That's
props.
a rough name. Fine, but anyone else, you're taking the L for.
Roderick Strong, Keith Lee, Dijakovic had a big match a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
your mid-card champion on NXT is heavily involved, and now he's involved in the Undisputed Era angle with the takeover or the invasions, and AJ is heavily involved in these angles.
Yep.
But then you got your Smack, and they're gonna have a triple threat match. But your SmackDown star is like, we're gonna throw him in some random tag match that has absolutely nothing to do with this pay-per-view that's coming up here in a few weeks. That belt has to come off. It has to come off for Shinsuke.
Not before the pay-per-view.
It has to come off before the pay-per-view.
Damn.
In fact, I'll go as far as to say that change should happen more than this one should have happened. The New Day could have stayed out of this match and let them do something else. Maybe not even be involved.
Yeah.
And they could have done it the way that you said it and have the Revival and everybody in there. And that would have been fine. Shinsuke needs to drop that belt because they clearly don't. They don't care. They don't care about him with the title. And it's not. And at first, I was kind of disappointed with Raw, and we'll talk about Raw in a little bit, with how Shayna and Becky had the face-to-face, and there was no Bayley involved in that.
Yeah.
But Bayley is still involved in it because Bayley keeps getting attacked in this.
Yeah, it's like, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
Well, she keeps whooping your ass. What do you want me to do about that?
They're making it known that, okay, she may not have been on Raw, but she's involved in this feud. Shinsuke is just like, we don't even, the Intercontinental title is supposed to be the second most prestigious title in the entire company.
Mm-hmm.
But more so than the Universal title, more so than the US title, more so than tag titles. The World Heavyweight Championship that Brock has now, or not Brock, but that Fiend has, no,
Brock. Brock has he's the
Brock
WWE
has
champion.
the WWE. Yeah. So the title that Brock has now is the highest belt in all of wrestling. Then the Intercontinental title is supposed to be the second one, and you treat it like it's the Hardcore Championship. How is it that the 24/7 title means more lately than the Intercontinental title?
Man, maybe he does need to drop it. Maybe he does need to drop it.
Like,
oh man, that would make for a little bit more interesting match too. Because I love Shinsuke, but I'm not really looking forward to seeing AJ and Shinsuke again and throwing Roderick Strong. I don't know if that's me. That's probably just me thinking that, but I feel like we did the AJ and Shinsuke thing, and WWE just doesn't know how to handle those two. So
yeah. You got.
But I don't really want to see Roman do it because honestly, for me, I don't mind him doing it, taking the belt off Shinsuke later on. I don't want to see him in the triple threat at Survivor Series just because for me, I want to see all of NXT go over.
Yeah.
I want to see everyone from NXT go over. The only thing I can maybe get away with letting that slide is the women's triple threat. I could see Shayna not going over. I'd be, elated, over the moon if she did. Mm-hmm. But I could see they booked Becky so strong. I don't know if...
Yeah, but Bayley has been getting their ass kicked the entire time and had nothing...
No comeback, no nothing. And that's what... Oh, man. That's the kicker right there. Because, we mentioned it. You know how WWE... How they play. Yep. How they run their shows. You lose. When the big show happens, you win. That's the wild card to me. Shayna's been looking dominant. We all know Becky's having the... If there's an MVP of 2019, it's Becky. Yeah.
But Bayley's the one that looks kind of like the underdog right now.
That's true. First thought, Bayley's in there to take the fall.
I don't want Bayley.
That's just my first thought.
On my women's list, Bayley.
Is she at the top of the women's list?
With Naomi not being active, yes. Bayley, don't give me the...
Let's go to the next segment.
So we were speaking about Bayley. That leads back into this invasion for this week with how Shayna again attacks Bayley from behind. This time Sasha's not the victim that gets destroyed first.
That's true.
Sasha was dancing her way up to the entrance and...
To her new theme song.
Yeah. Which, nice theme song.
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Do you think it was funny how, Snoop Dogg, he's obviously on the track and everything like that.
Yeah.
They like cousins and everything like that. You think it's funny that in the song... He says himself before he says Sasha.
Yeah.
Like, it's Snoop Dogg and Sasha Banks. Like... bro, you put yourself over before you put us in the theme song.
He doesn't put other people over.
No, clearly. He's like, you gotta know who number one. You gotta look out for number one out here. Just wanted to throw that quick bit in.
That is funny. He did do that.
But yeah, keeping Bailey relevant by taking beatings, I don't think is gonna look. It's just not gonna make it for a satisfying win if she does pick it up at Survivor Series. Now I hope she goes down because they teased a little bit in the backstage segment. It's like, we can play takeover games too. So I hope we see them down here this upcoming Wednesday. We hope we see Sasha and Bailey go down there, beat the hell out of maybe the other two horsewomen, the Shayna's crew, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. Maybe just go down there, whoop their ass a little bit, get a little bit of revenge. They gotta beat up Shayna or nothing like that on NXT or anything, but she needs some kind of offense in. Otherwise, she's just gonna keep looking like a total dork.
Yeah.
So, but with that, not only is there the invasion on SmackDown, but we also had another invasion angle carry over to Raw this past week, and I think it was a little bit more impactful. Sticking with, I guess we can stick with the women's segment because we talked about a little bit. Shayna Baszler and Becky had that face-off.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I thought it was short and sweet. It was right to the point. The only thing missing was Bailey from it. Because that angle, the way that they presented the angle, is like this.
Yeah.
And it made it seem like it was a one-on-one match. It wasn't like it was a triple threat. Where every other thing is kind of being set up as, okay, this is SmackDown and Raw and NXT, and SmackDown, Raw, and NXT, and all three are involved. That interview, the only problem with it was that Bailey wasn't there. Everything else I loved about it.
Well, I think that was set up the way it was because first of all, I like that they're keeping the brands separate. Except for NXT, who's actually taking over, just walking in and just like, what are you gonna kick me off kind of thing. Yeah. They're invading each show, so I like that they're keeping SmackDown and Raw separate. So I'm okay with that.
No wild card rules.
No wild card, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with them doing the 2-person interview and stuff like that. But it was so intense for me. Like I felt everything that they were talking about. Like Shayna is great on the mic. She is great. Like I know she's a fantastic wrestler. She looks like she's believable as just the baddest woman in there. But she can also talk it up. Yep. And that was great. Her and Becky, and we all know by now Becky's got she's probably the best speaker for the women on the mic, maybe with Charlotte. But when she delivers her I'm a badass, I'm better than you promos, don't come looking for me because I'll take you out kind of promos, I believe every word Becky says, every time.
Why isn't that rubbing off in the same house with her fiance?
You would think they should at least give him like some pointers for his Twitter game. Like,
hey, come in here and work on your promo.
Exactly, yeah. Got an hour. You know how this works. An hour a night, work on your promo skills, work on your Twitter thumbs, because you are really messing up right now.
Man, it's not same household, one.
You think that something would rub off. You would think something.
It's not.
Oh, man. You got me all sad now, because now we got to transition into Seth, who really just and I told you this too. Man, I named my dog after Seth Rollins, bro. I love my dog. I love her to death, but Seth is making it incredibly difficult for me to just look at her and just be like, you're cute and all, but you know where you come from? You come from the past. From a simpler time. And my love for her is waning like it is for Seth.
No.
I'm kidding. I love you. I love you, Rollins. You're the best. But Seth Rollins, I was okay. So first of all, he came out and he was talking like, I don't know who's writing his promos. They need to be fired because this man came out and said, I know some of y'all are elated, y'all are happy that I lost the championship to Bray Wyatt. I don't care what y'all think. And I was like, you're supposed to be the top babyface. You're supposed to care what we think about you.
I'm sorry I let you down kind of
something like that. Nope, it's like, well, I really don't give a damn what y'all think. Okay, so now I hate you even more than I already hated you. Yeah. So when Triple H came out and was hyping him up and talking about all that, when you with me, you with champion kind of thing, it just, for me, it made him seem like, man, you really can't do anything on your own, can you? You really need Triple H every time because you needed him in NXT. Yep. He was the first ever, NXT champion. Did that on his own, so to speak. But the way that Triple H points it out,
didn't he beat Jinder?
He beat Jinder. He beat Jinder pre-Jinder, pre-Bolt Jinder, But so the way he made it, he was under this banner and everything like that. Took care of him, was champion. left, you know, oh, the Shield. I don't like how he made it sound like that was Triple H's idea. It's like, you left and you became part of the Shield, and then you became. I was like, that had nothing to do with you, bro. You were actually fighting the Shield. But then it was like, then you joined me in the Authority. You became a dual champion and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was like, every time you look like you ain't got nothing, nowhere to go, come crawling back to Daddy. I'll get you something. I'll get you some bling to wear. That's what it sounded like to me. And I was like, Seth, you really are a bitch, aren't you?
And he is.
Yeah.
But I want him to turn. I wanted him to shake Triple H's hand and say, I'm coming home. And do it. I wanted it to happen.
No.
Because this version of Seth is boring to me. Like, whenever Seth comes on, I'm like, turn this shit off. I don't want to watch this. It's like, I liked cowardly blonde streak in the hair.
Oh yeah, nasty blonde streak.
Yeah, I like that Seth. That Seth. I didn't even like as much when, you know, the Shield were Ambrose and Reigns were kind of fighting initially and they were teasing the breakup. Like, I was like, Seth's got to be the one to save it and be the good guy. I liked turn on him with the chair.
Yeah.
And then get J&J and be a cheater and break John Cena's nose and brag about it and make a shirt. And
that was a good shirt.
I was in the arena when he broke Cena's nose.
Oh.
That joint was nasty. Cena's nose was like, oh god. And like, we're sitting up, it was at Chesapeake in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. And
Cena just kind of dropped. And we were like, man, what the heck's going on? Like, it was almost like on AEW, how, you know, had the commercial breaks, but it's on Fight TV, but you can't see it on TNT, I guess.
Exactly.
So it was like, man, what the heck's going on? And they kind of stopped the match for a little bit. You see the ref get the gloves.
Yeah.
And then Cena gets up, you know, finishes the match, still takes the L, but that shit was crazy. I remember that live. But I like that Seth. I like bragging about seriously hurting somebody. I like that Seth.
Yeah.
I don't like this nice guy Seth. At least if you're gonna be nice, if you're gonna be a babyface, which, okay, that's cool. Look at your fiance. I want to say wife. Your fiance is sitting right here. She's for all intents and purposes a babyface.
Yeah.
But she's kind of a badass. Be that. You can be stone cold. You can be a badass and be a babyface at the same time. I don't understand why they're making him look like a punk. I mean, he did at Crown Jewel, I give him the credit. He did give The Fiend. He gave The Fiend everything he could give The Fiend.
Yeah.
I swear he stomped him 10 times. And Fiend just like, that's it?
Yep.
You don't get, another one? And he just keeps coming, which that helped Bray.
Yeah.
But everything after that is like, Seth, man, it's supposed to be Kenny Omega and you.
And he be talking like it is, though. He's like, I mean, you remember when he said, like, Kenny needs to stop playing in the minor leagues.
Yeah,
come over.
Yeah.
That's the heel Seth Rollins I wanted.
Bring him back.
Exactly. Why he acting like that? He acts like that off the mic. Like, we don't see that. Like, those videos, like his tweets and stuff don't go public. And then he acts like a completely different person on screen, which I get he's told to do. He's told to do. Like, I'm not going to, you know, he's making his money. That's how he's doing it. But, just like, so, like, go up, talk to management and be like, look, you see the reactions I'm getting? Being who I guess who I really am. I don't know if that's who he really is or if he's really playing up to the fans like that or what. I don't think he's that good. He's trolling us all. I think he's really that kind of person.
Yeah.
Thinks that, you know, he is the best in the world, which cool. Have that mentality.
Yeah.
You know? But like when it comes to like belittling others, but you're supposed to be the top babyface, take that and I say roll with it as a top heel.
Yeah.
I'm all about heel Seth Rollins.
Get the streak back.
I don't know about that, but I'm all about heel Seth Rollins.
Maybe the streak is a little too
It's
far.
a little bit much right now, but that's why I was not, because last week, Daniel Bryan versus Adam Cole, I could have been okay with Daniel Bryan picking up the strap from Cole that night. I was not going to be okay Seth,
No.
And like the whole night, like Jerry Lawler was trying to build it up like, well, who do you think Triple H really wants to win here? He's like, it's got to be Seth Rollins. You know he wants Seth Rollins back down in NXT. And I'm like, if that's true, you got some messed up priorities, Triple H. Because you got the future star of the company in Adam Cole, like the entire company.
Boom.
In Adam Cole, and you can hear it too. Like in the arenas, like I get it. NXT is still like the smaller brand. It's not as well known as everybody.
Yeah.
But you can hear like when he comes to the ring, boom, the entire, like not the entire audience like Full Sail, but you can hear like enough of the people in that arena know what's going on.
Yep.
Know how this happens. You give it a little bit more exposure, you got yourself a star.
You know who Adam Cole reminds me of?
You say Shawn Michaels.
He reminds me of younger HBK.
Mm-hmm.
Not
that's
quite.
That's literally like the general comparison. Is like he even kind of looks like HBK. Like everything about him.
Like HBK right after he left Marty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We've seen that already work in the WWE. You have your future star, and then you can literally be like, look, he's like the new HBK, and like for all intents and purposes, he kind of looks like him a little bit. So.
But back again, this is supposed to be you, Rollins. This is supposed to be
supposed to be in that
you're
position.
supposed to be in that position. Like it kinda evened it out. If you want to break it down, Roman kinda could play the Rock role. They're cousins. He's Samoan, and we keep a big Samoan in the top
That's true.
spot.
We do.
So you had Roman kind of take the Rock spot. He's the big face of the company.
Mm-hmm.
But then there was always somebody with the Rock. It wasn't just Rock is the star and he was by himself kind of deal. It was always Rock versus Stone Cold, Rock versus whatever. But I felt like Rock versus Triple H. I felt like Rollins was being groomed to be the newer version of Triple H.
Okay.
And
which would have worked.
Exactly.
It would have worked. He was like,
nasty heel.
He was supposed to be like the architect. He was supposed to be smarter than everybody else.
Yep.
And like now he's really just being outsmart. Like really, you ain't see that the rest of the Undisputed Era might have came down to help you out.
Yeah.
It looked like you was gonna pick up the dub. So I don't know. I don't want to touch too. I mean, we already spent some time on Seth Rollins. I don't want to dive too much into his. What I'd like to see from him all the way up until like 2025 or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just glad that they're keeping with this NXT invasion and everything like that, and that it moves over into Full Sail too, because that was the big fear for me was, okay, so NXT is coming up beating up everybody on Raw and SmackDown. There going to be any kind of retaliation this week? And there was some pretty decent retaliation this week. So we had the OC heading down to Florida.
Yep.
Going over and beating up Undisputed right before the show kicked off, kind of.
Yep. And I thought it was other than Fish.
Bobby
Fish.
Bobby Fish.
I'm on the roll, baby. I'm on a roll today. Other than the Bobby Fish, which upon first look at it for me, and then I read something about it, I was like, damn, we messed him up pretty good. And then I read that, it was like he busted his mouth open. But then when we watched it again and you pointed out...
I showed it to you. I was like, so he just got thrown up against a trailer, side of the wall, trailer or something like that, because they was getting beaten up outside. And I think it was Luke Gallows just takes his head, just a regular bump that they do all the time, just threw him up against the wall. You can see he puts his hands up and everything like that, good defense and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But when he collides with it, a huge just looked like he painted the wall red with blood.
Yeah.
And I saw that, I was like, what? Where did he spit up blood from that initial hit? Like, where did that come from? Mm-hmm. And then you told me, like, oh, he busted his lip. I was like, that's way too much blood for a busted lip. Like, sometimes I bite my lip, and sometimes it don't bleed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't care how badly this fool got his lip busted up. Mm-hmm. There's no way it was that much blood. That was
off the initial.
Yeah, off initial throw. That was like almost like a headshot kind of video game style blood spurt right there, cleaning up a wall and shit like that.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that took it away from me.
And then you mentioned the ketchup on the table.
I don't know if that had anything to do with that. I doubt he had ketchup just chilling in his mouth. Before? Yeah, exactly. I hope that didn't have anything to do with it. What a champ if he did just have it in his mouth, because I cannot keep ketchup in my mouth.
No, not without anything else.
Yeah, no. This ain't like, what was that movie with Adam Sandler? Big Daddy? No, I'm gonna be eating ketchup on it. Yeah, that's gross.
That's disgusting.
So good for you, Bobby, if that's what you ended up doing. It looked ridiculous, but more power to you. But the OC showing up, that was badass.
Yep.
It felt real too.
Yeah. They came out, they looked strong, They destroyed your top stars. Everybody in Undisputed Era has the champs, are the champs, I should say. And then you go out to the ring and talk shit about it.
Yeah.
All your stars are incapacitated, or all your champs are incapacitated. That's like,
true, yeah.
It's true, but that was a low blow, man. Like, I loved when AJ said that. I was like, damn, we got him. You can't. What are you gonna say to that? You just gotta take that.
I told you what they was gonna say to that. Tommaso came out and dropped the line of the night where he said, for years people have been asking me, when am I gonna move up to the main roster? Yep. Well, gentlemen, welcome to the main roster.
Yep.
That was the most fire line I've heard I don't want to say in some time because we'll get to it, but because the Cody promo this week was fire.
Yeah.
But definitely one of the most fire lines I've heard in WWE for some time. And it got me hyped. Like, I had goosebumps going down my body. I was like, oh.
NXT was filled with good promo.
It was really good, yeah. So, I don't know about you. I'm a little bit worried that, because they're building to Survivor Series and War Games on the same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm a little bit worried. They're doing a pretty decent job right now. The War Games and the Survivor Series. I hope it doesn't spill too much into each other to where it starts kind of blurring the lines, because it was like they were in an interview later because it was the OC versus Ciampa, Riddle, and Keith Lee, and they were, Kathy Kelly, the interviewer backstage, was asking him, well, who's your fourth member for War Games? He's like, you'll know, Undisputed will know when it's time to know. Which is a good answer, but I'm just afraid like that's gonna maybe take away a little bit from Survivor Series, looking towards War Games. I think I'm a little more excited for the War Games match than I'm
always more excited for the NXT show.
Sure, because I'm very excited this year for the prospect of NXT versus SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah.
That's got me mad excited. But also just War Games in general. I think I still just got a little bit more excitement for that, just because I know the Triple H running that. It's going to be a little bit of a better show. Probably a lot better show, honestly.
A lot better.
Because it's not going to be as cluttered as what we expect Survivor Series to be. So I'm just hoping, because it was a good opening promo, good match later on that night. Everything's fitting in pretty well. I'm just hoping that later on down the line, it doesn't become like, I can kind of see clearly we're building towards off subject, the best chant going on right now. Just every time they start chanting like that, I'm like hoping like Riddle and Goldberg, just like, just face to face on camera, just like one time.
Just the face to face, not a match.
No, obviously it would lead to a match, maybe at like Crown Jewel or something, one of the Saudi Arabia shows, because there's money to be made there. But I don't think Goldberg's gonna do a regular pay-per-view.
So that he'd take an L against.
He'd take a non-canon L.
I don't think Goldberg.
Actually, I think Matt Riddle would take a non-canon L at like one of the Saudi shows, because they will reference it, but sometimes you can just be like, shut up, that's where Shane McMahon won the World Cup, kind of thing. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to see Goldberg beat Matt Riddle.
I don't either.
So I hope that match never happens.
That's fair, because it probably will go down just like that.
And I don't see Goldberg being somebody that's going to put the younger talent over. He's not. You know who's the best at putting somebody over to me? Randy Orton. Randy Orton puts a lot of people over.
Like who?
Mark Henry. When Mark Henry had his run, beat Randy Orton.
Okay.
He put Jinder over.
Yeah, but that was kind of...
Daniel Bryan.
He did... I don't know, because he buried him first.
I mean, yeah, he did.
Like, he buried him, yeah. He was with the shovel. Triple H literally handed Randy the shovel.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it. It was on camera. He said, here's a shovel. And fucking Randy took that shovel. He traded in his briefcase, gave him a shovel.
Yeah.
Daniel, just like that.
Yeah, but Daniel still overcame it, and he beat him and Batista.
That was like, they didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I don't want to say Randy went ahead and like just did the job. Like, he had no choice. If Daniel didn't win at WrestleMania 30, New Orleans literally would have rioted.
I was in the arena for that one too.
So you understood what was on the line.
Because the arena was already pissed off.
Exactly.
From Taker and Brock.
Exactly.
If you would have had Daniel Bryan lose, they would have had to build a new stadium. New Orleans would have got flipped upside down.
That's what I'm saying. That one. So don't give me Randy Orton's over here putting younger guys over. I don't want to hear about that.
But he did Jinder though.
Stop saying that. Because there was a whole India thing behind it, and there was like no other way to, like, Vince wanted Jinder because they had their deal with India and everything like that. They wanted an Indian champion, so it would look like they're really being integrated, even though Jinder is technically, he's Canadian.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I know. Now you got me thinking.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say Kofi too, but he did bury Kofi first before he.
Exactly, 10 years ago. Look, the point of all that was NXT this week with the invasion of the OC. That match was just another banger of a match.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know you're already on the Brotalion, but if you were not, this was just another amazing showcase for Matt Riddle. When he got the hot tag at the end and proceeded to just destroy Carl Anderson and AJ Styles.
Yep.
Man, dude, I was going 0 to 100 with that. I was like running around the house trying to match his speed and everything like that. That boy Matt Riddle, he has another gear, and if he ever gets the opportunity, he can also be. I would love to see, let's say 3 years down the line, WrestleMania 30, 39, something like that at the point. I would love to see Matt Riddle, Adam Cole headline WrestleMania. That's a money.
We've had that match in NXT though.
But headlining WrestleMania, that's a money match right there.
Yeah.
I think so. If they build it up correctly, you got two bona fide stars. You know, Adam Cole, probably the best talker down in NXT.
Yeah.
I'd probably get some flack for that because Tommaso Ciampa is really good. But like, for like being just like a cocky.
Johnny wrestling too.
Being his Johnny Wrestling's babyface promos are excellent. Dream is funny. He's really good. He's really good on the mic. I feel like sometimes his cadence is actually perfect because I think right now he still sometimes has to like kind of think about what he says beforehand.
Yeah.
But he still has great delivery and everything like that. But overall, what I'm trying to get to is this week with the invasion. I'm glad that it spilled over into Full Sail. I just wish that we had also seen some kind of retaliation, which I'm looking forward to this week from Bayley and Sasha. I wish we had seen that this week.
Yeah.
So, but speaking on that, with the women, we had the fourth member of because we had the first three members for each team.
Yep.
Team Shayna and Team Ripley announced on I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday.
The backstage show.
So, so it was announced on the internet either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning before the show. The other two members, so all three members, so you had Rhea Ripley, Candice LeRae, Tegan Nox on one team. And you got Shayna, your girl Bianca, and Io on the other team.
That's my team.
That's your team.
That's my team.
That's your team. I'm going to explain who the fourth member is here in a minute. But this week we found out the fourth member because we had Dakota Kai taking on Shayna Baszler, which was a pretty decent match. Yeah. Dakota is getting really good, and I like her character now. Is like, yeah, I was scared of Shayna, but I'm here. I'm not going to let this happen again. I'm going to take the fight to her. Unfortunately, like I was telling you, in her contract, it says you will lose to Shayna Baszler at least once a month, at least once a quarter. You are going to take the L to Shayna. Yeah. But she put up a hell of a fight. And then afterwards, when she got tapped out, they're whooping her ass and everything like that. You got Team Ripley coming out to try to make the save. And then they're getting their asses beat. I'm thinking here, I'm saying like, okay, this is building up to reveal the fourth member. Who could it be? And I totally blanked. I was like, who could really be the fourth member here? And then out comes Mia Yim swinging a kendo stick.
With the Wu-Tang shirt. Oh, man.
So, see?
Mia Yim ain't nothing to mess with.
She really ain't. But I had and I told you, this is, I had totally forgotten about Mia Yim. Maybe that's on me, maybe that's my fault, but, I just didn't see her as part of that main event tier like the rest of the women I do.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see her in the match. I think she deserves it and everything like that. And it was a big shock for me. It was a big shock. So, I guess my question to you, because we have the four members of Team Ripley now.
Yep.
And you saw it's actually kind of sad when she just straight up was like, sorry, Dakota, you didn't make the cut. I was like, that shit hurt. Shit hurted me. Who do you think is going to show up? Who do you think? Because I feel Shayna's going to announce her fourth member this week.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to happen. Who do you think is going to be the fourth member?
I'm going to reach. And I'm going to reach so far that I know this isn't going to happen.
Okay.
But I'm going to reach.
I want to see your fantasy booking.
And say Ronda.
Okay. We
haven't seen Ronda all year. They're already friends. And then your other two of your UFC horsewomen, your NXT horsewomen,
yeah,
aren't participating in this match. who else? Who else are you going to reach to fill that 4th spot? I say Ronda. I know I'm way off. I know this is not going to happen.
Sure,
They're not going to bring Ronda to NXT.
No.
Even though I feel like she could use a little NXT time.
Yeah, maybe just to work on her promo skills and everything like that. Because she was a natural in the ring when she stepped in. So that's not...
That's my guess. I would say Ronda.
Sure. I'm going to tell you why you're completely wrong.
I know I'm wrong.
I'm going to tell you why you're completely wrong. And not just because you are wrong for the sake of being wrong. But also because I would say I'm 90% sure. Maybe I'm giving myself too much percentage here. But I think I know who the 4th member is. And it all came down to this week. And it's going to be Dakota Kai. Bet. Sit with me. Follow me here. Let me take your hand. I'll walk you down the path that is inevitably going to happen, the way I see it. So you had this badass match this week.
Yep.
So you had Dakota Kai actually looking like there were times where she could have picked up the win legitimately, and then Shayna Baszler actually looking like, okay, this is like one of the first times she's got the test from Dakota where it was like she looks like she's breaking a sweat kind of.
Yeah.
And you can see like at the end, like when she had finally picked up the win and when she had finally tapped her out and everything like that, it kind of looked like, I don't know if she meant for it to look like this, but maybe she had gained a semblance of respect for her at that point.
Yeah.
Then you got, obviously you have her NXT horsewomen just start beating her up and everything like that. I get it. She's beating her up, she's attacking her and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
You got all the women come down, make the save, everything goes like it's supposed to. It's the backstage segment that got me. When Rhea Ripley looked at her and said, sorry, you didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, well, Mia. And then she just walked off.
Yeah.
What I think is going to happen is, because you mentioned it, next week there is the ladder match between Io Shirai and Mia Yim to determine which team enters first.
I believe that's what it was. It was the stipulations or something to that.
Yeah, for War Games.
Yeah.
So because it's a ladder match, there's going to be some kind of shenanigans. There's going to be something come down there. There's going to be some kind of screwy finish. I think I can see Dakota Kai coming in, screwing Mia Yim out of getting their team the advantage.
Yeah.
And then Shayna Baszler saying, okay, come on over here. Cool. We'll work with you.
I can see that. And
I had just thought about that, like, literally about a few hours ago before I came in here before we started recording. Because I was watching, I was going back, looking at the clips and everything like that, looking at the teams. And realistically, like, thinking who else in the NXT Women's Division has had enough exposure, and a heel exposure at that, to be elevated to that position. So the only way that you could do it, in my opinion, is to turn Dakota heel, say, look, I could never beat Shayna. That is just a fact. I can't beat Shayna, so why not join her?
Can't beat them, join them.
Can't beat them, join them.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is say, oh, really, Ripley? Like, I put my body on the line to try to join your team, and all Mia did is come out swinging. Like, if I had a kendo stick, I could have beat the hell out of them women, too. Yeah. All Mia did is come out swing a kendo stick, and you said, that's what I like right there. Somebody using a weapon. You're on my team.
Come out with a kendo stick and cause interference.
There you go. Bust them up a little bit.
I can see that. I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
I'm on board.
I know you love yourself a heel turn.
Yeah, man, you know I do. I'm hoping this happens.
Exactly.
I hope this happens.
And I think it's a great dynamic when they actually meet up in War Games to have Dakota Kai and Tegan Nox, because they're like supposed to be best friends and everything. Just like stare each other down and be like, why'd you do this? Bitch, that's why.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, so.
And I'm down for a bitch smack.
There you go. So count it.
Like I said, I was reaching because I don't know anybody else that would be ready for that stage in the women's division right now.
Without bringing somebody not down, sideways, whatever, without taking somebody from the main roster, putting them on NXT, like
pulling somebody up to the main roster.
Exactly. Without bringing somebody up, we didn't have anybody ready. So that was my thinking for the whole thing.
I like it. I'm down with everything in that order of how you just said it, and I hope it happens. Dakota Kai, if you're watching, this is what you need to do.
She already knows.
This is what you need to do next week.
She already knows. This is her plan. I'm just reiterating.
Smack the hell out of somebody, kendo stick, and turn. Who do you think is going to be the 4th member for the men's side of Team Ciampa we kind of spoke on it a little bit, but we didn't get into who we think is the pick.
Yeah. So the reason you have to ask this is because you and me, we both made the pick a few weeks ago, very prematurely, that it was going to be the Velveteen Dream. But knowing now what we know, Dream's going to be out of action for a few months. One would say dream over.
No.
One could say. So now that leaves a big hole to fill as the fourth member for Team Ciampa, and I for the life of me am super excited to find out, because I could not tell you who it possibly could be, because I'm thinking, and we spoke about it last week also, it can't be Gargano, it can't be Johnny Wrestling, because it's going to be Johnny Wrestling and Finn Balor. I feel it. That's what it's got to be. He's got to come back, and he's got to, here maybe next week or the week before, and he's going to beat up Finn while he's trying to screw with somebody in the ring, because that's what Finn does now. He just goes out and just beats up on good guys because he's bored. Johnny's going to come in, he's going to make the save, he's going to set up, take over.
Wait a second. Is 5-on-5 for
the men's?
I'm switching things up here.
Oh, okay.
For NXT, Raw, and SmackDown, it's 5-on-5.
It's 5-on-5.
Okay, that wouldn't work. Never mind. Okay. I'll scratch that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think we should touch on that. Well, we might touch on that at some point today.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
But yeah, so it's not going to be Gargano as the next big baby face, the next biggest baby face, obviously, aside from Ciampa, Keith Lee, and Matt Riddle. Can't be him. And then I was thinking, possibly Pete Dunne. He's been in War Games. He knows
Bruiserweight's my boy.
He knows how to do. Yeah, exactly. He's been in the match. He knows what to expect and everything like that. But this week, after his really great match with with Damian Priest, I think it was the opening. Yeah, the opening match of the night with Damian Priest. It looks like they're setting up Killian Dane, Pete Dunne, and Damian Priest in a triple threat at TakeOver. That's what I saw from that. That's what I saw, because it looked like okay, Priest is just gonna take his L, walk out, and then they were gonna set up Pete Dunne and Killian Dane. Yeah. Which I'm not very excited for, honestly. But then Priest came in and was starting to beat up on Dame a little bit. I was like, oh, why are you doing that? Why bother? Just go ahead and out of here. But then Killian went ahead and had to put that work in on him, threw him against steel steps and everything like that. So it looks like they're setting up that triple threat.
I don't like how do you do a triple threat before we get the rubber match between Priest and the Bruiserweight? Like, you gotta have the closeout match of that series. It's tied. It's 1-1.
That's true. I hope they don't do it, because it feels like they are building this way. I hope they don't do it in the build up to War Games. I don't want to see them do the rubber match beforehand.
Like next week,
exactly.
On NXT.
Okay, we won for one. Now we got to see who's because then I feel like Dame is going to come down here and interfere or something like that. I feel like it's going to be that's going to be a messed up way to do it, building up to War Games. So I say wait till after War Games, see who picks up the win there, and then no matter if it's Pete Dunne or Priest, you can be like, well, I guess they could pin Killian and then be like, well, you didn't beat me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Or Killian could beat one of them, and then it's like, well, I beat you both. Yeah. And then But yeah, so fourth member of Team Ciampa. If you held a gun to my head, you said pick, right now it'd have to be Dijakovic. Just because I can't see anybody else. I don't see anybody else have any kind of real beef with Undisputed like that. I don't see anybody else really.
It was supposed to be Dream.
It was supposed to be Dream. He's hurt, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's the next biggest star I can think of is Dijakovic, and he's got the history with Undisputed because they jumped him and and Keith Lee while they were doing their match and everything after their match with Roderick Strong. So
I feel like it was supposed to be Dream.
Yeah, and now I'm agreeing with you.
And now they're going to have to throw somebody.
Now, Triple H is really good with last-minute injuries. I got to throw somebody in there. Because it was like when Ciampa first went down with that neck injury, it was supposed to be Ciampa Gargano 3.
Yep.
You put Adam Cole in there, seamless.
Yeah.
I was because I was one of the most heartbroken that I didn't get that third blow-off match between the two. But, and for the title and everything like that. But when they threw Adam Cole in there also, it was, like I said, it felt seamless. It felt like this was meant to be, kind of thing. So Triple H is really good at finding a star to fit in there to be like, this is just how it was always meant to be, like this kind of thing.
Yep.
So I trust him to do that this time too.
I really can't think of another person besides Dijakovic. It would have to be what's my boy's name? Swerve.
Isaiah Swerve Scott.
He's not ready.
He's not. He would do really well in Wargame.
Yeah, he would.
But he's just not ready.
He's not ready for that spot yet. Dang, who else is?
I'm gonna like, because if you held the gun to my head, I'd say Dijakovic.
If we remove Dijakovic,
if we remove Dijakovic, I'm gonna do a far-reaching one like you just did with Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it ever happening. It might happen actually, but it's a very long shot, and he doesn't reveal. So we go through the next 3 weeks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Ciampa doesn't tell anybody. There's no one. Or very early prediction. We'll see how it leads up to in the next couple of weeks. Maybe he'll drop some hints or something like that. But doesn't reveal up until either the go home show or even the night of. The lights go dark, everything, and then I am in the top 1%. You got EC3 come out. EC3 comes back home to Full Sail. He's had some run-ins with Undisputed before he got called up at the time.
He did.
And
That's
actually,
true.
I think they're the ones who put him on the shelf in NXT before he got called up.
That's right.
So
That's right.
have him come back down, because obviously they're not going to do anything with him up on the main roster, even though he is perfect for like just a conniving heel mouthpiece on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess he's on SmackDown now. On SmackDown, wherever he's at, I don't know where he's at actually.
He ain't doing nothing.
Exactly. So have him go back to NXT, and I think that'd be the perfect shock of the night.
Yeah.
I think so, because at this point, if you're not going to put Dijakovic, if you're not going to put an established star in NXT, you got to bring somebody down. I think for the star power, and just to pop the crowd that evening.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't think of anybody. I can maybe Samoa Joe would be like the next, like, I can see them being like, okay, he doesn't have like a title, he's not doing anything on the main roster. Have him come down for like a one-off kind of match.
Is Joe healthy? Is the thing? I thought he had a cast the last time I saw him.
I think he did. I think he's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. He couldn't take another week or so, but we're 3 weeks out.
Yeah.
But I would say, just for the sake that Joe would feel like a one-off, because he's a monster on the main roster. Even though he loses, he's very believable. I can see EC3 going down and then just redoing his run down there. Maybe taking another shot at the North American title, because I think he definitely deserved to hold a title in NXT.
I wouldn't be mad to see EC3. I'm gonna roll with Dijakovic. It just makes the most sense.
Exactly.
It really just, with the whole Keith Lee thing, which we predicted that they would eventually. I'm kind of shocked that it was Keith Lee and Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
That teamed up, because we spoke about Keith Lee and Dijakovic doing the same thing as Sheamus and Cesaro, battling it out, earning each other's respect, and becoming a formidable tag team.
Yeah.
But that's the fourth member. Swerve us, please swerve us, and bring somebody that we're not even thinking about that earns this spot and comes in and cleans house and just kills shit. I want to be swerved.
I do too. That's what I'm saying. But maybe I'm just ahead of the game, though. Maybe I got ahead of the swerve. It was supposed to be EC3.
Somebody's gonna, damn it, EC3, go
get back. He ruined it for you. I'm so sorry, EC3.
If you get fired,
it's on me.
Don, Josh, you can find it. No, I'm not.
Drop my location. Come through, bro.
So that was pretty much Wednesday night, as far as WWE is concerned.
Half of Wednesday night.
Yeah, but now we got to get into AEW Dynamite. Great show.
I definitely thought so.
Great show. Cody's promo. We got to start at Cody's promo. The intensity of this promo. This has got to be. And I know sometimes we say things might be the greatest of this time or whatever. Mm-hmm. But this has got to be the promo of 2019.
Yo, absolutely. 2019, no doubt. This has got to be... I'm trying to think, because the decade's almost over. We're moving into, the 20s and everything like that. Aside from maybe the pipe bomb.
Pipe bomb. That's where I was.
Aside from the pipe bomb, which was scripted. Let's not like try to play it off as one. Like it was. They gave him the red light. Go out there, cut it like this, but add your own flair to it, which he did. He made it his own.
Yep.
I don't know if Cody's was probably scripted, but written by him. He probably wrote it himself.
Yep.
Maybe rehearsed it a couple because it was seamless, like his delivery, flawless and everything like that. Just calling Jericho a succubus. You need us. You need this younger generation more than we need you.
Yeah.
Like everything he said just felt so, it resonated, felt so real. So I don't know. I think that might be, and again, maybe I'm a prisoner of the moment kind of thing. If not the best, it's right up there with the pipe bomb. Maybe 1 and 1A for best of the decade.
I cannot disagree. I can't disagree. Because the emotion of him saying it, there was a point near the end where it felt like he was about to break down and cry as he was delivering it. And as he got to that point, I said, man, he means this shit.
I might cry.
Yeah,
I might break down.
He means every bit of it. And I felt it mainly because I feel like Cody has this, I don't want to say little brother complex, but kind of.
He's got this, he's always been in the shadow complex.
And that's what made me feel it. Like, my dad is, my leader, my hero. I look at my father as like the best man ever to walk the earth, right? But right behind my father would be my big brother, in which, Cody has.
He's one of the greatest to do it just by himself.
Exactly.
And you can make a case that Dustin stepped out of Dusty's shadow. Yeah. Did all his thing as the Gold Dust and everything like that, and then came back. Even his run right now is incredible for how old he is and everything like that. There's like what he's doing, he's definitely stepped out of Dusty's shadow. And I feel like up until AEW formed, you still had Cody was, if he wasn't in Dusty's shadow or Dustin's, he was in his dad's.
Yeah, he was kind of straddling the line between each one.
Exactly.
And for me, I felt that because I have, for 34 years of my life, have been chasing 1 and 2. Yeah. I've been doing, and it felt like that came out in his promo. And like, if I don't do it this time, then I'll never do it. And like, I gotta establish myself. I gotta do it. I'm sitting here like, man, Cody, you better, goddamn it, like I'm feeling it. I loved every bit of that.
I did too. What really sucks though is he's not gonna win.
He's gotta win.
He's not gonna win it.
You don't think he's gonna win this?
I don't think so.
And never go for the title again. Yep. I can't see it.
I can't. Well, I could see it happening because I truly believe that Cody is one of these guys. He's not in it like Jeff Jarrett was when he made TNA. Mm-hmm. Jeff Jarrett made Impact, TNA, all whatever it was called.
To be the top guy.
To be the top guy for him to be the top guy. Mm-hmm. Because WWE was going to push him as a top guy and say, you know what? I know a wrestling company that will.
My own.
Oh, they know they got a top star. So he did it like that. I truly believe Cody is one of those guys who's he doesn't see himself as a top guy. Even if, the fans treat him like the top guy and everything like that, and even if he's like, understands where he is in the card right now, because he is the most over guy in AEW. Yeah. I think he's smart enough to understand that, but at the same time, his mentality is, I'm going to keep this no matter what. I'm the face of AEW. Like you said, this is freedom for pro wrestling. Mm-hmm. If you're a wrestler, AEW is freedom. He's opened the door for everybody already, that I can see him saying, okay, I'll take a step back. I don't need the world championship. Everyone else says I do, because my dad's held it, my brother's never held it, and look how much we hold him in esteem. Yeah. He can probably see himself like that. He's humble enough, I think. I don't know him personally, but I feel like he's humble enough to where I don't need the world title because I've done so much for everybody else, and I will continue to do so much for everybody else. Yeah. I want him to have this world title. I want to see him win it. That is like A1 for me, Full Gear this weekend. I want to see Cody win this title. But in terms of business and everything like that, could you take it off? I don't think you can take it off of Jericho on what? This is going to be his second title defense? Yeah. Yep. And he's undefeated. I
love the win-loss.
Right? See, look at that. You can actually say that and it means something. Yeah. He's undefeated and he's just a dick. Yeah. He called him a dick, and the people were chanting, "You're a dick." Yeah. That was great.
If you are watching in the States and you're not watching on Fight TV, you don't hear the crowd. It was it like 5 minutes?
It was the whole commercial break.
Yeah.
Just straight up, he's like, what? What? My favorite, and bro, he's such an asshole. My favorite line is, what are you guys saying? They're chanting, you're a dick. And he said, Katie Vick? Bro. Bro, I almost turned off my TV. I was like, oh no. Oh, he's so good. He's such an asshole.
He is. And then with the you know what I think? I think you're all assholes.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to commercial right at that point. And they're like, we're not assholes. Like right as you're coming back from commercial.
It was great. You're like, why are they chanting that? Why would, if you're watching live on TNT, why are they chanting like that? He's off camera, heel work is amazing.
Yep.
On camera it's amazing, and that video package he did this. That spoof video package was the best. The best character in it was Chris Jericho's aunt's friend from church. Straight up said, I got no doubt Chris Jericho's gonna beat the shit out of Cody.
And she looked so innocent. That was the part that shocked me when she. It's like hearing your grandmother curse for the first time.
Exactly.
It's like, what, Granny? You don't say that.
Oh no! You know the pastor knows you talk like this. You might have to go to confession for that one.
That was the shocking part, and then him just so passionate and, man, I'm so stressed out. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna find a bit of the bubbly.
Cody, you got all these meetings, all this everything you got to go to. I gotta find out where I can get me a little bit of the bubbly. I felt that, Chris. That's the real struggle right there.
Man, I hope he gets to find some bubbly just after a loss. You can't deliver that promo and then take the L. You gotta. Maybe it ends in a.
No. That's not going. I don't think so. That's some, and he mentioned it not in his promo, but that's some WWE booking.
End in the draw.
Not in a count out because it can't end in the draw because they have that the judges table that's going to go to. They have the 3 judges who I'm excited to see who those are. Okay. I have no idea. Probably I don't think either of them. I don't think they can beat anybody we know like as figures on AEW right now.
Yeah.
Because then that seems very biased. Like you can't put. Like, I was thinking, like, maybe DDP? I was like, no, you can't put DDP because he's not... Even if he wants to call it down the middle, he's going to lean biased towards Cody, yeah. Or Jericho's going to be like, I'm not having DDP as my judge kind of thing. I've
been hearing some Arn Anderson stuff.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, throw the Enforcer on in there.
Yeah, and that would make sense. I can get behind that, I've heard some... Maybe Eric Bischoff.
He ain't doing nothing.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I really want to see him on my AEW, though. That's my only thing. But yeah, so it can't end in a draw. So the only thing, what are you going to do is a DQ finish? That's going to piss a lot of fans off.
Yeah.
That's going to piss me off. I know it's going to piss off a lot of the people, especially in attendance, who want to see this come to a real conclusion kind of thing.
Either Jericho has to take his first loss or continue that 7-0. But then who's going to go after him?
It's going to be Kenny. Maybe not right away. They might build it to where it's like the next challenger up could be like Hangman again. Yeah. But, because he could be like, I beat Pac, and Pac was on this monster roll and everything like that. So I should be next in line for the title shot kind of thing.
Yeah.
As opposed to Kenny's going to be a little bit further down the road because he's got unfinished business with Moxley and stuff like that. So... But I think Kenny's going to be the one to finally hand Jericho his first L.
Is Kenny playing the Roman role?
No.
You should be fighting for the title.
This Roman role. Okay, yeah. I was thinking like 2015.
No.
I was like, no, because I want Kenny to be champion.
This current role that Roman's playing, where Roman's the face of the company ultimately, or one of the
yes.
And he should be going for the title, but he's just kind of chilling. Mm-hmm. I feel like Kenny's doing that. Like, Kenny should be up there, too. He should be. I mean, granted, he's going against Moxley, who I don't really care for.
That's you.
But, And my buddy JT doesn't care for him either. I told you the story.
You did tell, yeah. I was like,
you can clean your belt, JT. Clean your belt. Get rid of that signature.
we'll get him on conference call one of these days. Be like, tell me how you really feel about John.
Hates him.
I know.
But I feel like he's kind of just, this is a feud to hold him over for now, keep him busy. And then later on, he will go, dang, but see, that would, if Cody wins, then it would be Cody and Omega. That don't really, I think, dang it, I think you're
that's what I'm saying. They could do something where they break up the Elite. Because they was doing that when they was in New Japan, where it was actually Cody and Omega fighting for the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
So, and that was cool storytelling. So they could do something like that down here in AEW. I wouldn't mind that. I'm just thinking from still like AEW early on in its business, in its infancy. Yeah. I still see Chris Jericho holding that top belt for a little bit longer. And making it really mean something. Like.
And then Omega down the line.
Yeah.
Man, I think I've said on today's episode more so than the first 4. Damn it, I agree with you on your points.
You just gotta start listening to it, bro. Like I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I'm just spitting off the dome here, but I feel like I'm passionate about it, and that's all that matters. You start following. I told you, let me take your hand, walk you down the right path to the gates of.
Cody drew me in, man. He drew me in, and so I was like, before that, I probably would have said that they would have messed up the finish or something before to do it somehow to make both of them look good.
Yeah.
In the end, but after that, if with him saying if he doesn't win, he'll never challenge for it again. I said he's got to win it. He has to now. Maybe even if it's not a long reign, like put the belt on him for a little bit. I won, yeah. Jericho get it right back. Like
you don't want to hot shot a new belt that, like a new title. You want to give it prestige. You don't want to hot shot it that quickly, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think in Cody's too. So
we also had the triple threat tag match, triple threat qualifying match for with the third place. The third place award
for me. Did you ever see you seen Semi-Pro, right?
Yeah.
So like how they're trying to just like make 4th place and stuff like that. That's what I imagined when they held up the 3rd place medals in the ring. You got the Dark Order and Private Party. I'm just thinking 3rd place, 3rd place, 3rd place. Like, oh, y'all whack.
Why would you get 3rd place medals made? Like,
I didn't like that. Not just the 3rd place medals made, but like both the Lucha Bros and SCU came down, joined their respective commentaries. SCU was on English, Lucha Bros was on the Spanish commentary. Yep. Both of them came down wearing medals, like for the tag team tournament. I felt like
I didn't even see that.
Watch them come down. Yeah,
okay.
Watch them come down. It's on Fight TV, the Fight TV app, and everything like that, because it's during the commercial break, so most people might not have seen it.
Yeah.
But they're coming down. They're wearing medals, and I'm like, the belts are your medals. That's your prize for winning, and you shouldn't be okay with just like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll wear this silver medal around my neck. It's like, no, they kind of, I don't know.
Lost.
For me, that kind of like took away from I get it was the tournament and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So if you want to give you little consolation prizes and stuff like that, okay, whatever. Your consolation prize should be you're the number 1 contender for the belts. Mm-hmm. I don't need a medal to, validate how I did in this tournament. I was in 2nd place. Let me get that shot at that belt.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they needed to add. Private Party, who ended up taking the win over Dark Order here.
Street Profits Jr.
Street Profits Light.
Diet Street Profits.
I don't think they needed to be added to, because it would have been SU Lucha Bros, give them a little bit longer than TV time remaining.
Yeah.
That match would have been fire. But that being said, I do like Private Party. I like what they do in the ring and everything like that. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think it's going to be a really good one. And I'm just a little bit sad because I really like the Dark Order. I know a lot of people are kind of sour on them or just don't really care. I think they're great in the ring.
I think in terms of if we're ranking the tag teams, they would be the lowest. The lowest. But
probably, yeah.
With that being said, there's not really a bad tag team in AEW.
No.
They really stacked up I'd go as far as to say AEW has a better tag team up and down than what WWE has.
And that's just because they build it. Like, I mean, they showcase it.
Excluding I don't like Street Profits diet.
Oh,
Diet Street Profits.
They're amazing. They're amazing
good.
In the ring, whether you like their gimmick or not.
Their gimmick is trash.
Whether you like it or not, they're amazing athletes in the ring.
So moving on to the main event of AEW for this week, we had Jericho and damn it, we just said it. I forgot. Dang it, my record. Sammy Guevara. Ha.
Yeah.
Save the counts. It counts.
The Spanish God.
Oh man.
Good for you.
Thought my record was over.
Yeah. Well, I hope the cut don't edit real quick. Be like yeah.
Versus Omega and Hangman. All right. So I thought it was a pretty good match. The highlight of the match to me, besides Jericho during the commercial breaks, because that's classic. But the highlight to me was Pac coming in and he kicked the hell out of Hangman's nuts. Just bow! Kicked him in the nuts. Like, I didn't even see him come to the ring.
Yeah.
I just saw nuts. Like,
just saw it flying just into the crowd. Somebody caught him like, oh shit. Like a foul ball in a baseball game.
Hangman's nuts. I got him. Like, he kicked him so hard. Like, and it was like a swift motion. It was like, come out. Oh shit. Oh shit. And then he's down. And he's out.
Yeah.
It was so quick and nasty looking. And then all hell broke loose after that point.
Yeah. Well, Jericho got the win first.
Yeah.
Picked up the win with the Judas effect.
After the kick.
Yeah. Hit him with that elbow, knocked him out. And then start beating up on Paige and everything like that. I think that's when the Young Bucks came out. Yeah. And then Santana and Ortiz came
out. Santana and those guys came out first because they were jumping.
They were helping jump.
Yeah.
Kenny, I think, and then the Young Bucks came out.
Yeah.
And they was like fighting on the stage and everything like that. I thought they was gonna powerbomb.
Yeah, like Ricky Morton.
Like Ricky Morton. Yeah, I thought they were gonna do him like that. And I think it was Matt Jackson got up on the top and did the dive off of the stage. That was dope. And while all those shenanigans breaking out and everything down there, you got Moxley.
Yep.
Coming in through the back. Had like one security guard saying, No, he's not supposed.
Please, no, don't do this.
Exactly.
No.
What are you doing? It's like, well, you're fired. But coming in through the back and everything like that. And I guess he just carries around the bat wherever he goes. Does he check it when he goes into
security and stuff?
Security,
they just let that through.
Yeah, just let that slide. Yeah. Like
barbed wire bat? Nah, go ahead, slide that through.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Cool. And then Kenny, I don't know where he keeps his broom. I don't know why he keeps putting it under the ring. Is he just waiting for somebody? He's waiting for John Moxley, obviously. But if he doesn't pull out his bat, I feel like Kenny doesn't go get his broom. Yeah. And then I'm also like, who the hell let him store this under the ring?
Yeah.
This is supposed to be where we put all the extra equipment, the tables for when stuff breaks. We need a little extra table or something pulled out from under the ring, some extra chairs and stuff like that. This man, like, hey, you mind if I slide this barbed wire broom under here?
No problem. Go ahead and put it right there. Cool, yeah. We got space, Hornswoggle is not under here. There's plenty of space.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
But yeah, the end of that match was just turmoil and everything like that. I liked it. I thought it was a good way. It made me, got me excited for Full Gear this weekend.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I thought they had to end strong on that. Get everybody involved into that. And it actually kind of made me more excited for the tag match with the Young Bucks, because that was one of those ones that I was kind of forgetting with everything else that's taking place.
Yeah.
With they were making it a big point with the triple threat tag match, and then the world title, of course, and then you have the women's title getting defended. Then you got Hangman and Pac. I was kind of forgetting about. I mean, also you got Moxley and Omega, but I was kind of forgetting about the fact that you had the Young Bucks even on the card.
Yeah.
So then it's like, oh, that's right. They are going to be on this event, in the match themselves. And then you see them jump off the thing. It's like, okay, all right.
It's going to be one hell of a match. I'm excited for that one. That might be match of the night. Young Bucks
steal the show.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're going to look to do it. Like, I don't see them being holding the titles too quickly. Mm-hmm. Kind of the same way with Cody. We understand they own the company and everything like that. And I think they're really trying to establish that we are not here to just give ourselves belts. Yeah. So I don't see them holding it too quickly, but I do still see them being like, but we're going to take a lot of this time for this match. Our match might be 30 minutes just because, we own the company. Yeah. And they can go for 30 minutes and make it look amazing. Yeah. So I'm cool with that. And I think with that, Santana, Ortiz, and the Young Bucks, That's gonna be my my match of the night.
They gotta get some kind of retribution to Santana and Ortiz because of what they did to the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah.
So they gotta, because I think they said before that the Young Bucks kind of looked up to.
That was
Rock and Roll.
like their favorite growing up, their inspirations and stuff like that.
So they gotta get a little bit of retribution for that.
You would hope.
Hopefully they don't get power.
Yeah, I hope you don't look like some bums. Like, really, y'all supposed to help? Y'all looked up to us because we would have won.
Yeah,
that's what Rock and Roll was saying. Like, we would have won. Like, y'all was really looking up to us.
Rock and Roll. Now that I'm thinking about it, I watched them in some scalpel matches back in the day. It was probably
old.
Probably a little bit before your time.
No,
but
you old, man.
Man, they had some with the Midnight Express. Oh man, Bobby Eaton. Okay, all right, I can go down that.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, but I'm older than him, so he may not remember some of these matches.
I may not have been alive for some of these matches.
You weren't. Hell, I wasn't. I watched them on tape. I watched them on tape a few years later. Road Warriors won. Okay, moving on. But I think I'm excited for that match. I'm really excited for the payoff for Hangman and Pac as well.
Yeah, I'm not too excited for that. Just because they have gone at it one-on-one a couple of times.
Pac, though.
I do like Pac. I really like Pac. I really like Hangman too.
He's growing on me.
I really do. Yeah. I mean, I was definitely behind him as being the first champion. I understand why they did it for Chris Jericho. Yeah. But I was definitely behind. I was cool with him doing it. Some of the stuff that he does, I kind of just, like, you look at him, you're like, man, he shouldn't be flying around like he does.
Yeah.
And that kind of really impresses me and everything like that. Plus, he just does cowboy shit, and I think that's hilarious.
Yeah. I could, at first I just kind of wasn't on him, like, not that I didn't like him, but I just didn't see him as, like, a big star to be competing against Jericho and that kind of deal.
Sure.
But as the weeks have gone on, I dig him now. I can understand why he's been put in that position. He's gonna be something. He's gonna be somebody. Tie the rocket to. That's what Booker would say. Tie the rocket to his back.
Yeah, they get your one Booker quote.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up for this week. And you know how we wrap the shows up? We are gonna go into the fast count. All right.
Word. So let's go ahead and start off. This is gonna be mostly just Full Gear predictions. So we're looking forward to Full Gear happening tonight for us, actually.
Yep.
Tonight as we're recording. So we'll go through.
Hold on. We got to put the 2 minutes on the clock. 2 minutes on the clock.
That's going to be rough. So this is going to be one-word answers, basically.
Quick predictions. You got the.
I got the card. Let's line it up.
Can we do the predictions in 2 minutes? You think?
All right. If you give me one-word answers, I think we can. I think it's 7 matches, including the buy-ins.
2:30.
2:30. Ooh.
Nah, let's do 2. We'll do 2 minutes. 2 minutes. We ready?
All right, let's go.
All right.
Starting off, who you got? Buy-in, the Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker versus B. Priestley. Who you got?
Give me Dr. Britt Baker in that one. I like Britt Baker.
She's got to go over, I think.
Yeah. Then, so we got Shawn Spears versus Joey Janela.
The chairman's taking a chair to that boy's head. I think Shawn Spears walking away with that win.
And the chair shot is going to be a perfect 10. No,
you just fit that in there. Really?
I'll try.
I hope he actually throws you the middle finger for that one. All right, who you got in the triple threat match? SCU, Lucha Bros, and Private Party for the AEW Tag Team Championship.
It is definitely not going to be Street Profits Light. I'm going to go with SCU retaining the title. Pac versus Hangman Adam Page. Who you got winning that one?
It's the Hangman. I got the Hangman going over this time. I think he's going to kick him in the balls, but...
you need to after
you
what
really
you took.
need to, yeah. All right, AEW Women's Championship match. Rio versus her teacher, Emi Sakura. Who you got?
I am glad that you said the teacher's name because I would have butchered that. I, however, am going to go with Rio and retaining the title in that match. We got the Young Bucks versus Santana and Ortiz. Give me your prediction on that one.
Real quick, I think it's gonna be a great match, but I think Santana and Ortiz are gonna take it.
Over the Bucks?
I think so. Yeah, they're still new to the company and everything like that. I think that's who's taking it. So we're going to go to the main event of the actual card. AEW Championship match. Chris Jericho versus Cody. We know who you want to win. Who do you got winning?
I want to say Cody so bad, but you made such a point that I'm going to say we're going to be having a bit of the bubbly at the end of the night.
Yeah. Didn't make it. Didn't make the 2-minute time cap.
Overtime.
We got the last one.
Kenny Omega versus John Moxley, unsanctioned match. We're going to end the show with that one. Who you got?
I think I got Moxley. I think if it's, today, right now, I feel like it's Moxley's time in AEW. I feel like he's coming in hot. My only thing is, I don't know how they're going to clear out that stadium. I don't know how you're going to get all those people out, those thousands of people out, knowing that we got Kenny and Moxley coming up at the end. Unless
you're going to have it elsewhere.
At an undisclosed location?
Yeah, and then put it on the screen so that they can watch it.
Maybe.
For my boy JT, I'm going to say, just for this reason, for JT only, I'm picking Kenny Omega just because Moxley, as Dean Ambrose, signed my buddy's belt years ago, and
Big JT, it's time to move on, bro.
No. He hates that man. But that's gonna do it for this week. Hope you all enjoyed, and thanks for watching. Thanks for leaving the comments. We try to provide all the insight for the week. We'll be back next week, hopefully, with another episode. Leave comments. Tell us where we went wrong. Tell us anything that we can improve on. And we'll try to include that and do better in the next show. But I'm Big Rob TV. This is the homie Don Josh. This is Heel Turn episode number 5. We'll holler at y'all in the next video. Peace. You got the Booker reference and I didn't get it the whole show. I didn't do the 5 times the whole show.
I'm trying to slide these in too. I'm really stuck on what's gonna be for 6.